All music is in one way the same. It's just a reflection of feelings, and but a lot of different music have different functions. For example, the music we do in this aspect, playing at the dance club, is dance music. So in that aspect, I get the inspiration from my own experience from dancing.
You know, when I'm on tour, on the roads or anywhere, on a bicycle or walking down the street, there's always something that comes up in my mind and I'm like, oh, this is really good, I should remember it. And I'm like, oh, it's very easy because it sounds very catchy, and then half an hour later it's gone. So maybe I always try to remember these things when I have a nice idea, but it just doesn't work. Maybe I should walk around with like a little voice recorder or something.
I think that's kind of what I think purgatory is actually like. But I walk around my whole life with these things in my head all the time. And that is the most annoying thing in the world. So yeah, it's it's really tricky.
When I make music, I don't really care about the result. It's more, my point, like when making music, is the actual process. That's what's fun. Like finishing something is really boring. Because if you spend a lot of time on details, it's gonna sound polished like 95% of the music that's already out there.
I kind of think that a lot of my records are finished when they're probably actually not not finished, because I mean I know when they're finished, because I know when any of my stuff is actually really done as far as I'm concerned. It's when like I get my little goose pimply bit, and that's probably like halfway through the process, because there's always a process that you have to go through.
For us, very important to feel and not think. And when you sit in front of the computer, that's also a way you can do it, but then you have the blocks and you sit with a mouse and you copy things and you think, I want to make this kind of sound. But when you're standing there and you have a drum machine, you can't think that much. Of course you think, but you feel more. Like now is the time for feeling to turn on the hi-hat, and then you get the feeling to the track, the more love in it, instead of thinking so much.
Most people these days work within their laptops, and I have a background playing cello, clarinet, bass, so I thought I'd try to do something new and, well, not revolutionary, but something new, bring something to the table by basically going back to, instead of miking up everything with loads of mics and old compressors, I hang up one mic over the drum set. So it has a more like charming kind of sound.
Make the arrangement, you record it, and then you add a few more sounds, and that's it.
It's very easy.
Very, very simple process.
The funny thing is that I heard Henrik Schwartz, who makes very melodic music, he doesn't know how to play keyboard or whatsoever. It's kind of the same for me as well. I don't know how to play keyboards. I can make 3 chords and that's about it. So the rest is all just like playing and replaying and just trying to find the right thing. But I did used to play the violin and guitar for a very long time, so at least I have a bit of a music education.
If you sit in the computer and you like copy and paste and you know it's more, since you're, like Marcus said, you're thinking so much. It's a thinking process when you're like making a like a little, how do you say, like a collection of different photographs. You know, you just making, you don't know when to stop. And I think very often you can hear in the production that they become too much, you know, very intense. But when you jam them, you know, they're kind of ready.
As someone that's been playing records for a while and as someone's been eat up on a dance floor, you kind of just think, yeah man, I would dance to this record. And that's kind of how I feel. The problem is that I feel that and then I will probably play it, or I will take it to my friends and kind of go, oh man, I'm really buzzing about this new thing, and I go, what the fuck is this? It's only half finished. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh yeah, maybe. But that's because I'm still learning, I guess.
So many of my own tracks. I used to never play them, which was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, but recently I play them all the time. Which is maybe a reason why I've been making a bit more dance floor oriented music. Before it was more melodic and more atmospheric, but recently it's just very dance floor oriented. And I just like playing my own stuff because because I work so hard on it, you know, so someone has to play it.
Tonight I played like 4 in the sound check. But I played 2 of my edits, but I didn't play any tonight because it's a big room in there and it didn't really call for it. I love my own records, I have to say. There's some of them that aren't actually dance floor worthy, but the majority of the stuff that I write is for me to play, or for my friends, or for the guys at Fabric to play. That's kind of why I do it.
By the time they're done, I'm so fed up with them, and most of them it's not even something I consider for the dance floor. You know, it's hopefully there's some brave DJ out there who plays one of them.
That's the difference, I think, between someone who when I was a kid just played records. It's like, oh, I love these records, and I love Joris Voorn's record, or I love Jeff Mills' records. Is that now as someone that produces records, kind of go, yeah, I still like your records, but I mean, I wouldn't write those records. You know, I feel very strongly about Prins Thomas is one where I think these people write records that still make me kind of go, how the fuck did you get that snare drum sound and shit like that? You know, that's...
Yeah, it's nice to get the feedback, you know, and it's essential, absolutely essential to try out new things before it's been released or before I show it to anyone else.
Jeff Mills, for me, he's kind of a pioneer. He's doing the things from the heart as well.
Every little tiny sound has to be, you know, has a meaning in the track and everything. So I think he really puts the whole heart in it, and then it becomes music.
I think the inspiration comes from just being here as a human being. It's quite cool to sit in this body and experience the thing you experience in front of you, and I got a lot of inspiration from that.
I don't sit around and wait for inspiration. It's like a factory.